Hey guys, so I told you I would turn on the camera when I was putting my however many days till Christmas plaque together. So that's what I'm doing. So I went ahead and sprinkled the frame with white paint. A note to self for myself. I didn't realize that my natural hair brushes, the hard bristle brushes, once they soaked with paint, they got really soft and it was really hard to flick the paint onto the frame. So I will definitely invest in a stockpile of toothbrushes because you need a synthetic hard bristle to be able to do this for extended periods of time. So I went ahead and did that. I removed the stuff off the top and yeah. And then I also took my white paint pen and there was some scratch, the letters were scratched up a little bit, and I went ahead and polished those up a little bit. So this is one of the things I'll be putting on it. And I had gotten a couple bottles of dimensional paint in a grab bag that I had purchased at Bargain World, and I had tested out the green dimensional paint and it worked perfectly, and I hadn't tested out the red. I assumed it would be the same, and I shook it up really well, and turns out the paint had went bad, I guess you could say. It looked separated in the bottle, so I did shake it up until I thought it was mixed again. But when it dried, it sunk and turned, and it has like this dried up raisin type of surface. So I thought about trying to paint over it. I didn't have any other colors of dimensional paint besides red and green. But these kind of look like cranberries to me, dried cranberries, so I just decided to leave it. And there's a little present at the bottom. Thank goodness I found my other bottle of E6000 glue, because I used Aleene's clear gel tacky glue to attach the present, and apparently that glue does not hold well to slick surfaces because this present just peeled right off of the base. And I finally found my other bottle of E6000, so, which is perfect for gluing odd surfaces. So yeah, and then the star, I had painted yellow, and then I was trying to shade the edges with the Rub and Buff, and then I got too much on there, so I ended up just doing the whole star with Rub and Buff. And I wanted to read you the warning label on Rub and Buff. I got a kick out of it. I thought it was pretty funny. So it says, avoid ingestion, wash hands immediately after use. When using, do not eat, drink, or smoke this product. I thought that was pretty funny, because that was the first thing that came to my mind, was I was going to roll up some paste and some paper and start smoking it, you know. So yeah, there's this tree I'm going to put on there, and then there's this little tree button. I went ahead and painted and decorated this, and then here's a yellow star button. And then this is the pot that's going to be glued to it, and it's going to hold the stick of chalk. And I actually was playing around with this for a while. I had originally painted it red, and I was just going to leave it red. And then I'm like, well, wouldn't it be cool if I could like stamp hollyberry leaves on there? So I got out my stamp pad, and I got this little holly leaf stamp from Bargain World, and I tried stamping it on there, and it didn't look too great. So then I just stamped it all over it, and so it kind of had like this gold flaky, and it looked okay. And then I'm like, well, why don't I just take my ink pad and just rub the gold ink all over the pot. And it looked okay, but for some reason, if stamp pad ink isn't on paper, it doesn't really dry too good. So then I went and got my decoupage liquid, and I started painting over the ink because I needed something to seal the ink pad ink to the pot. And then it's like the ink just started dripping off the pot. So I let the decoupage liquid dry, and then I got out the rub and buff and just did the whole pot and rub and buff. And so this was after many trial and error attempts to decorate this pot, this is the end result. Me just smothering it in rub and buff. So, but I think it looks okay. This is the way I'm gonna keep it. And then the last thing I have is this ribbon bow. And one tip that I want to share is when you cut the ends, they have a tendency to fray. So usually after I cut ribbon, I take some original tacky glue, Aleene's, and I put a little dollop of glue on the end of my finger. And then I just go like this with my finger, and the glue will, you know, get on the end. You don't want to go against the fibers, you want to go with it to smooth them down. And then this way, and Aleene's original tacky glue dries clear, and this way your ribbon's not going to fray, because I don't want my ribbon fraying. So I just made a bow out of that. So this tree took forever for me to do. Everything took forever. I don't know why it did. Sometimes projects for me just take forever, and this doesn't look like something that would take me all day to do, sitting here, but I've literally been sitting here all day doing this. So I apparently don't get through projects as fast as I should. So I think I want to go ahead and roll the camera for y'all. There we go. I think I want this tree here. And this was an 8-inch, the label said 8-inch centerpiece tree. So it had this gap here. I assume you were supposed to like stick it on something, you know, like that, have the tree standing up. And somebody paid $3.50 for this. I sure as heck didn't. Over a year ago, someone had a Craigslist ad up for over a month, and I was just flat broke, so I hadn't bought it, but I'm glad I did. But there was like over $500 worth of wood crafts, you know, like mainly Lair's Crafts wood stuff. It's probably over $600, and I got it for $15. So this project, aside from, you know, buying the paint and the rub and buff, it really didn't cost me anything. Although I did, I'm sorry for my hands. I gold leafed myself. The presents, this little present here, and the trim. No, the trim was free. The gold present and the cruddy dimensional paint I bought in grab bags at Bargain World. So I really couldn't put a price on how much I spent on this, but I'm just gonna say 25 cents. I think that would be fair. So I think I'm gonna put that there. I do not like, as much as I love E6000 glue, I sure as heck do not like that it's in a tube. Because the pressure just shoots the glue out. Even if you're just holding it, the glue will start oozing out. And then if this tube gets bent up too much, it'll crack and glue will seep out, which is never good. So I wish that they would put it in a bottle. That would be my wish. But we don't all get what we wish for, do we? So I have this plate here because when it starts to seep out like that, and I'm trying to put the cap in, then I'll just go like that and wipe it off. And E6000 is like the best glue for holding odd surfaces together. Anything really. And it doesn't take a lot and it holds so well. I really do not use hot glue unless I need a glue that will dry like immediately. Because I want my products to last, you know. The last thing I want is somebody buying something from me and them getting it home and, oh, the tree fell off because I used hot glue. So, I'm not a hot glue hater. It definitely is very useful at certain times, but a lot of times it's not a good glue to use. And E6000 glue does have, it can be quite fumey. I'm so used to it by now, I really don't smell it unless I've got my nose right up to it. So, hold that there. And this takes a long time to dry, but it dries to a certain point rather quickly, so that if you just hold it there for a sec, it'll get stiff enough to the point where you can go on doing your other things, you know, gluing your other things to it and it not move. But you have to give it a few hours for it to, you know, dry like rock hard. And this glue is clear. It will dry clear. It's what I used on my gem trees because my gem trees are super heavy and no other glue will hold them up in the long run. So I only use E6000 for my gem trees to glue them to the bases. So yeah, this is pretty much on there now. Like I said, it takes a long time to dry completely, but it'll dry very quickly to make it stiff enough that you can go on doing your other projects. Or doing your other things, I guess you could say. So this pot is going to go here. I need to get my plate again. And I always recap it even though I'm still using it, because it just seeps out if you don't have the cap on it. Trying to find the best side of my pot. Sometimes I do have to leave it uncapped if I'm in the middle of something though. And this glue will give you some wiggle room to move things around to, you know, position them just where you want. My table isn't level. My mother got it on sale. She thought she was getting such a good deal. But a lot of times when you get them on sale, you're not getting a good deal. And the whole center of it just like slopes inward. It's just a poor design. It's a really nice wood table. It's solid wood. But it folds in the middle. And whoever created it didn't design it well. So a lot of times I have to stick things under my projects to get them level. Because I don't want them... even though the E6000 is extremely tacky, if your surface is sloped enough, your pieces will slowly slide off your project. So I don't know, should I have that there? I almost feel like this little tree is too much. Okay, shouldn't have 2 trees on here. Even though they're completely different trees, but the star, where did I put my bow? I'm gonna wire the star onto the front of the bow, and then it's gonna be up on the wire like that. I was thinking about painting little snowflakes, but I think it's just gonna be too much, so I didn't. So I have to let that pot, because the pot's in a round surface, I have to let that glue get tacky before I can move on. So I think I'm gonna work on another project while I'm waiting. Finish up another project. In case anybody's wondering, my cat is still safe and she's still sleeping. She really hasn't moved much. I didn't realize outdoor adventures were so exhausting, but I guess if you're an indoor cat and not used to being terrified for 36 hours, it can be quite exhausting. This hat isn't quite... glued down here. This was one of the gingerbread hats. Man, I did not glue down his hat very good. These hats are always so difficult for me. I don't know why. But just to make them, I'm not good at making hats on anything. Like, I've made Santa ornaments, I've made hats out of every kind of fabric, and I cannot do it. I don't know why. I can never get it right. I'm just gonna hold it like that. So, anyways, I'm extremely happy with how this turned out. I may even keep it for myself. I really don't keep a whole lot of things I make, but I love Christmas. And I still believe that there was a Santa Claus at one point. So, sorry all my videos are like a half an hour long each time. Do you guys want them shorter? I don't know, I feel like it takes forever, you know, just to upload a video. I kind of want to get all my time in, you know, get as much time in as I can. Seems how it's, you know, uploading videos isn't the easiest thing for me, at least in the world. I think I might use this trim as the border on his hat. I keep forgetting what this is called. I know it's a funny name. I don't know. Because I'm waiting for my glue to dry somewhat. You guys want to see my closet of wood stuff? Let me turn it. That's half the closet is mine. This is my half. Then, see on the bottom there, you can't see on the back end of the closet there, but there's like a couple bins there of unopened large pieces of wood, Then there's another container. So there's 3 container / baskets of just miscellaneous wood things, and then there's a couple boxes of wood pieces, and those are all the pieces that are in packages. And like I said, you really can't see back into the closet, but then up here I just keep my paints, and then that green and white box, that's like 500 tongue depressors that I make things with. And then that black can, that has painted wood pieces that I never finished and were unfinished projects of other people's. And then I've just got wooden boxes in one of those containers, and I've got Christmas cards I turn into boxes. I've got containers of stamps, my flowers I use for projects. There's a ribbon rack, some hats, some wooden houses. One of those bird houses, you can see I cut part of the front of it off. I'm going to turn that into a fairy house eventually. I'm just trying to figure out an easier way to cut tongue depressors without splitting them to make the paneling on the side. So yeah, lots of stuff. That's only some of it. I've got a whole nother storage shelving thing full of stuff. And this is, I have to, this is just a container full of my little opened wood pieces. Those are my big ones back there. These are my little ones. So I really, all that, basically, I want to say 98% of all that wood stuff was just $15. So I've got another container of larger wood pieces too. It's just not in my closet, so I didn't have room. Okay. Uh-oh, I'm on 26 minutes. Oh no. Oh no. So I don't know where I want to put this tree. The bow. That's gonna be there. Maybe in the corner like that. Yeah. I think the corner just might be the spot. I love these buttons. I've got all kinds of wooden buttons. I want to start making my own wooden buttons from tree branches. And I have the drilling tool to do it now. The little screw tool, whatever you want to call it. I thought I was going to get more of this done in the video, but with the glue I just have to work with how fast it wants to dry. And you really don't need a lot of this E6000 to get it to stick. It's just a good glue. Not too much more I can say about it besides it's a good glue, and I recommend it. Darn wire. The wire is lifting this tree up a little bit, so I'm not getting the stick that I want it to. It should be fine though. It's not exactly in the corner like I wanted, but oh well. And always get the things I want. So anyways, I guess thanks for watching. This is one of my good examples of, you know, how to reuse things, how to upcycle them if they are of no use to people anymore. And like I said, I want to say I paid a collective 25 cents to make this. So, I don't know. Let me know what you think. Would you hang this on your wall? I would. Count down the days till Santa Claus comes. And brings you lots of crafty presents. I love this chalk holder. I think that's going to be really nice. So, yeah, thanks for watching. I'm going to turn it off before it turns off on me. Thank you.